Hello, how are you doing? I hope you're doing very well. And first of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Gisela and I am a nail artist. And today, together with Pink Mask, we're going to show you how to make a basic French design. And we also want to spice it up a little bit with some colors. I'm going to start by showing you the products that we will be using. And on the one hand, we're going to use Via Lactea with the code 147. And we're also going to be using white tips with the code 100. And these two colors we're going to use to make the basic French nail design. On the other hand, I'm going to do some color designs, and I chose the X-ray shade from the collection Glow in the Dark, and I'm going to use that as a base. Now, the colors that I chose for the tips are the following. On the one hand, I've got Yellow Lily with the code 148. Then I'm also going to be using Delilah with the code 119, Holy Heaven with the code 118, and last but not least, the color Sweet Girl with the code 138. Regarding brushes, I'm going to use two of them, and the first one is going to be the 002 liner, which has an extra fine tip. And I'm also going to be using this for the cuticle details and also for the sides of the nail. The next one that I'm going to be using is the Oblique 07 to also correct edges or details. And the first thing that I'm going to do is, after preparing my natural nail and giving it a coat of base coat, I'm going to start painting my nails with Via Lactea. And then with my 002 brush, I'm going to start tidying up this area and also the cuticle area. We're going to take it to the LED lamp, and the time will depend on the amount of watts that yours has. Now, on a card, I'm going to place a small drop of the white color, and again using my liner brush, I'm going to mark a dot on one of my sides. I'm going to measure approximately, marking another dot so that they are both at the same height. And once I have done this, I'm going to extend this little dot into the middle, forming a triangle. I'm going to repeat these on the other side, and then I'm going to load up my brush with a little bit of gel polish to fill in these triangles. Then I'm going to draw a horizontal line, and I will be also filling in this area. Right at the intersection between this line and the one that I just drew, and also the triangles, I'm going to tidy up by making a curve to finish forming the smile. I am then going to be touching up the last details of my smile until I see it finished. You can see that I take my time because I really want this to be neat and tidy. Once I have finished retouching it, we will take it back to the nail LED lamp. And then you will need to paint your nail again with another coat of Via Lactea, and after this we're going to retouch it again in the area of the sides and the cuticle with our liner brush. Once I have finished tidying up this area, we're going to take it back to the lamp once again. And now, yes, to finish our basic French nails, we're going to apply the coat of top coat, and we're going to take it once again to the little cabin. And this, guys, is our finished result. Now let's move on to our colored French nail designs, and what we're going to do is to paint each of our nails with one shade that I have shown you at the beginning of this video, and the one that I chose was X-Ray from the collection Glow in the Dark. And as you can see, it's very similar to a Via Lactea, but with a slight pink tint. And you know, I really want to give it a coat or two of this because I particularly want this color to be quite pigmented for this design. So you will see that I'm just repeating the steps 2 times so that I can get the color that I want. And I'm always tidying up the area of the sides and the cuticle with my brushes. And once this is finished, we're going to take it back to the LED lamp. Now on a card, I'm going to place a drop of each of the 4 colors that I have shown you. And now with my liner brush, I'm going to start drawing the tip of the index finger with the Delilah color. And you will see that in this case, I'm not following the proportions as I told you in the basic French design. This is precisely because I want to show you that you can do the steps, and once you finish them, you can determine the proportions. For example, you will see that I have now finished painting, and I'm going to see if the points of the smile are at the same height for both sides. I'm going to repeat this procedure, but now I'm going to use the color Yellow Lily, and now I am painting the entire area that I have in the middle until I complete my tip. And as soon as I finish, once again, I'm going to see if both of the smile tips are even in the area of the sides, and I will tidy up my details with my brush. Another way to do this is to directly make the tip with our gel polish brush. And as you can see, I am just showing you guys different ways in which we can actually create this French nail design. So I'm always tidying up everything with my brushes. You have to make sure to see that it kind of measures all of the proportions and that both sides are even. So once I finish doing my color French nails, I'm going to take them back to the LED cabin, and to finish, of course, I'm going to apply a layer of top coat. In this case, I decided to go for a matte effect top coat to just spice this look a little bit more. So here guys is the finished result. I really hope you liked it and you enjoyed this tutorial, and if you did, do not forget to subscribe to the channel and to tell us about some ideas or videos that you would like to see. You can also follow us on our social networks, and you will find all of the links below in the description box. I really hope to see you next time, and always stay here for more pink mask tutorials.